In the movie Murphy's Romance, Murphy Jones, James Garner, becomes romantically interested in Emma Moriarty, Sally Field, a divorced mother with a 12-year-old son named Jake. Bobby Jack, Emma's ne'er-do-well ex-husband, arrives on the scene, trying to woo Emma back. At one point in the movie, Emma, Murphy, Bobby, and Jake are enjoying a game of cards at Emma's ranch house. Bobby Jack begins to cheat. Murphy notices, and, calling Bobby Jack outside for a private chat, calls him on his cheating. Later on, there is a scene in which Murphy and Jake share a moment on a bench in the middle of town. The following dialogue occurs. Jake, earnestly. I saw what my dad did when we were playing cards. Murphy, after a pause. Maybe it's a good thing you did. Jake, he did it twice. Murphy, take after him or not, it's up to you. Murphy communicates a great deal of meaning in this simple statement. Take after him or not, it's up to you. This phrase communicates two basic points. First, Murphy seems to be saying, your future is up to you. I can't choose for you. You've got to choose for yourself. The second and more important meaning is communicated by the phrase, take after him or not. With these few words, Murphy is holding up a set of images for the boy. He holds up two pictures of the kind of person Jake can become. In this case, Murphy is saying the boy can be dishonest or honest. He can be a cheat or he can be a good sport. Murphy is concerned about Jake's character, the type of person that Jake can become. What is character? A person's character is not the same as an individual's personality. By personality, we mean an individual's general pattern of thinking, feeling, and action, whether a person is outgoing or inhibited, calm or excitable, open or closed to new experiences, and so on. Character, however, has a moral component. It refers to a person's moral orientation. To speak of a person's character is to speak of his or her capacity to bring his or her behavior in line with moral ideals. It refers to the goodness of a person, an individual's capacity to act as a moral or virtuous person. The meaning and value of moral character. Moral character refers to the more or less consistent disposition to act in accordance with a system of moral values. The concept of moral character is an old one. In Western culture, we can trace it at least as far back as Aristotle. For Aristotle, to have moral character is to achieve moral goodness. We develop moral character by cultivating virtue. Virtues are moral qualities, for example, courage, compassion, gratitude, trustworthiness, effort. We are not born with moral character. It is something we must cultivate slowly over time. For Aristotle, the path to moral character is clear and direct. To cultivate virtue, we must act in virtuous ways. Over time, the more we practice virtue, the more it becomes part of who we are. Kind habits develop by repeating kind actions. We cultivate a compassionate disposition by repeatedly performing compassionate acts. Moral character is not easy to cultivate. It is not something a child can acquire simply by himself. In child development, the acquisition of complex skills tends to move from other regulation to self-regulation. Children first develop new skills in interactions with other people, for example, parents, teachers, other children, and only later gain some degree of mastery of those new skills. For example, children do not learn to tell time spontaneously on their own. They develop the skill first under the tutelage of adults, only later becoming able to tell time by themselves. This is true for the development of virtue as well. A parent might say, it's important to be helpful when we are clearing the table. Here, take this dish into the kitchen. This is not to say, of course, that young children are not already disposed to respond in helpful, caring, and morally sensitive ways. They are. It is only to say that such dispositions develop under the sensitive guidance and support of other people. To cultivate moral character is to attempt to act in accordance with a particular image of oneself. It requires the active attempt to become a certain type of person, a person who displays qualities of moral goodness, virtue. It is a form of self-cultivation. There are two senses.